Welcome to the You Got That Chief podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Bruton, and this is my co-host, Jackson Curtright. Today should be a shorter episode. First off, we're going to talk about Colin Kaepernick possibly maybe signing with the Chiefs. That's just because in an interview, our owner, Clark Hunt, said he'd have no hesitation in signing the quarterback. As many know, Kaepernick decided to take a knee during the national anthem, and that has kind of struck some controversy. And what do you think, Jackson?
Well, I don't think business-wise Kaepernick coming to the Chiefs really makes any sense. I think you kind of have your three people set in stone with Alex Smith, Tyler Bray, and Mahomes. I don't think Joel Stave is going to be on the roster or on the main roster come week one. But I think the main reason the Kaepernick thing turned into a big deal was the 49ers were just that bad that you literally needed something to talk about with the 49ers.
Yeah.
So that turned into a whole Tim Tebow situation where every single person was talking about it, and all the football fans were just like, I am just over it.
Yeah.
I do not care if you take a knee after you score a touchdown. I do not care if you take a knee during the national anthem. Just stop talking about it.
And it would be pretty much a low blow, I think, to Alex. I mean, Alex is a good quarterback, and yes, Kaepernick took his job when he was in San Francisco, but they've already drafted basically Alex's possible replacement. Why would they sign someone that has already taken his job before? I don't think it would be a good locker room dynamic move.
I don't see Alex Smith finding a huge problem with it. Alex Smith doesn't seem like one of those people. I think Tyler Bray would be the one who would be more upset about it.
Like, really, guys? I've been here 5 years now.
I mean, the fact that he's got the $1 million arm with 10-cent head, I mean, that's all you kind of need in a backup quarterback.
Yeah, with Mahomes.
Yeah, with Mahomes, and I don't see Mahomes playing in a game this year unless something incredibly tragic happens with Smith and Bray.
Yeah, he's going to ride his time, I think, and learn the system.
Just redshirt the whole year.
It's going to be a redshirt season, yeah. Let's talk about the depth chart. We'll just go into that. Alex Smith is our starter, listed for this first preseason game against San Fran, his old team. Rumor has it he's going to play the whole quarter. Is that
Andy Reid kind of said that Alex Smith is going to get the whole first quarter, Tyler Bray is going to get the whole second quarter, and I don't know who gets the third and who gets the fourth, but Stave and Mahomes will play.
Okay.
So each quarterback on the roster gets their own quarter. I don't really see this as a very good thing because there's really not that many new receivers for Smith to get accustomed to.
Yeah.
And there's the only real change on the offense whatsoever is the left guard, which was just a revolving door last year.
Yeah. That was just with injuries, several injuries with their starting guard. And they have a new listed starter right now, Brian Witzman. He was went to South Dakota State, and this is his third year. He's a 6'7", 320, which is a big guard. And I've heard that he's had a pretty decent camp, so maybe he can lock down that starting spot.
I don't see Witzman being the starter. I think it is Parker's to lose. Parker was the starter last year.
Yeah.
And I think he's just getting back from injury. And he started off on the PUP list. And I think it really is his job to lose. But you got to find somebody to play left guard and not get somebody killed during the preseason. But wish him all the best. Hope he performs.
There's a bit of a logjam at the running back position. Of course, Spencer Ware's your starter. Then Charkandrick West. And then rookie Kareem Hunt is at the third string. Then you got C.J. Spiller at the fourth string. Thing with CJ, he's always been injured, so if he can overcome that injury bug, will he get bumped up? They're not going to cut the rookie Kareem Hunt because they just drafted him. But
well, I mean, they did cut that cornerback from Notre Dame last year.
Yeah.
So if the situation gets too dire, I can see them cutting Hunt. But short of him killing somebody, I don't know if he can create that big a hit on a rookie contract that would require cutting him.
Yeah. That would be, I mean, he was a third round pick, I believe, so
yeah, I can't imagine Spiller is more than a camp body right now.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe they'll keep 4 running backs cuz each one is pretty different, has a different running style. Where is your kind of your bowling ball, north-south kind of back. West did more of the passing, did more passing downs, and this new guy, I think he had some decent stats in college, but we'll see how that translates to the professional level.
Yeah, I think Ware's going to get about 60% of your touches. West will get maybe 20, and I think the rest of them are going to be out of touches from the backfield. I think between Hill and Hunt, I don't see Hunt getting too many carries out of the backfield this year.
Yeah.
Unless Spencer Ware decides he wants to start fumbling again like last year, or West gets dinged up like he did last year.
Yeah.
But I can see Hill lining up as your halfback just because you got to feed him the ball. That kid's electric.
Mm-hmm.
So
pure speed.
I think CJ Spiller might be just let's see if he can return kicks.
Yeah, because that void still kind of needs to be filled. I mean, Tyreek's not going to do kick returns, but DeAnthony Thomas is still there. And if we can get one of those running backs to be able to return kicks, then would you keep DeAnthony Thomas then? Because I believe he's on second string.
I think you keep Thomas because he did do a lot of gunner work last year.
Yeah, he made some plays too.
With the guy who's that fast,
yeah,
all you got to do is just get down there, and you can hit a guy who's standing still.
Yes, he made some pretty good plays and pinned him deep, which is great. Also, with his speed, he could be insurance for Tyreek.
It's hard to cut a guy who's on a rookie contract.
Yeah,
because that rookie contract is it's some cheap money.
Yeah, and we have a lot of guys still on those kind of contracts, so that helps a lot. Of course, we have Marcus Peters is cornerback number 1. Last time I checked, he's had at least 6 interceptions in camp, which he is the best ball hawk in the game, but that's not good for our quarterbacks either.
Camp is a weird thing because you get a lot of people trying really hard and you get a lot of people who are just trying to get through.
Yeah, like I'm going to make the team. They're not going to cut me.
You got a lot of guys who aren't getting cut.
Yeah.
And who aren't going to get penalized that heavily for not really trying. Because with the offense returning all but literally almost all their starters, you kind of know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. It's same with the defense. I mean, the front seven the Chiefs have it's pretty solid. And I believe I don't think Chris Jones is going to play Friday, but he'll be good, I think, for maybe week 2, just to get a few snaps out there. He's recovering from that scope on his knee.
I don't know if I'd play him till the 4th week of preseason.
Yeah, he needs to be 100%.
There are just a couple people that I wouldn't play until the 4th game. Most of the offense does not need it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to lose your season before it even begins, and it's just get out of preseason.
Yep.
That's really all it is get out of preseason with as little damage as possible. Ask the Chargers, ask the Ravens. It's just get through it.
Let's move into our next segment with injuries during camp. We can start with Cairo Santos. He's been battling a groin injury, and they just signed a kicker from Penn State. Last name's Ficken. I guess a couple years ago he attended the Chiefs minicamp, so I'm guessing he's going to just kick for this game and until Cairo is healthy. Cairo will be ready for the regular season, so I don't think his job is in jeopardy. He did a nice job last year. Won us the Denver game, so that was a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, I don't see any of the injuries that have happened in camp being that huge a deal or world breaking.
Of course, you got your guys that are banged up. Eric Berry has like a sore heel, and
Benny Logan had something yesterday.
Yeah,
or 2 days ago.
Yeah, then Derek Johnson, just kind of veteran day kind of stuff.
Yeah, pull a hammy so you don't have to do a couple sprints.
Yeah, like no up downs for him.
Yeah, no. Sorry, man, I can't do any up downs. I sprained my ankle a second ago. I'm just gonna have to sit this one out, or go take a shower or something.
Like, hey, I'm gonna do some abs over in the corner over there. Okay.
Let me just ride this elliptical bike.
Yeah, I'm just gonna warm up on this bike over here. Oh, practice is over. Damn.
Oh man, I just missed it.
I missed it.
That's a shame, man.
The Kansas City legend announced that he would be calling his career in broadcasting after this season. Len Dawson. One more year doing the Chiefs games.
Yeah, Len Dawson, the good old color commentator for the Chiefs radio network. Hall of Fame quarterback, probably should be a 2-time Hall of Famer because it's pretty good. If you ever get a chance, just watching the Chiefs games on the TV and listening to them on the radio, it's a whole lot. It will increase your experience exponentially. But as an 82-year-old man, I cannot fault him for calling it quits.
Hey, sometimes you got to drop the mic.
Yes.
Hang up. He already hung up his cleats. He does the mic drop now.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much more he can do.
Yeah, one of my favorite pictures is Len Dawson at halftime smoking a cigarette. For our next segment, we're going to talk about the quarterback rotation. As you know, the Chiefs traded up to get Patrick Mahomes. However, he is listed as third string. Granted, most rookies are third string, but you would think that he could easily just get the second string job. One would think.
Yeah, there's a lot of national news released when the Chiefs finally released their depth chart for the first game, and a lot of people made a pretty big deal about Mahomes being third, thinking that the Chiefs weren't very high on him. But if you go back and look at his Texas Tech tape, it's not really a professional style offense. I don't think he's taken a snap from under center.
No.
Maybe his entire life.
It was air raid, and he just
played air it out, throw it long.
Yeah. And he has a cannon for an arm. And we'll see how that, looks on Friday. But Tyler Bray has been there. This is his 5th year. He knows the system, so if something bad were to happen, he can step in there. And granted, he hasn't had a whole lot of game time experience because he was a third stringer last year behind Nick Foles. But Foles also knew Andy Reid's system, so we'll have to see about that.
Yeah, if Mahomes sees the field in the season, we got bigger problems. He's just got to get used to calling a play in a huddle.
Yeah,
it's a lot to just throw on a kid who just graduated.
Mm-hmm.
So I think let him sit out a year. It'll be good for him. The Chiefs have Alex Smith, who has led many teams to the playoffs. I don't think you're losing anything.
No. And he's won a lot of games too, Yeah.
He's
criticized as being just a game manager, but he's obviously really smart and just smart with the football. Of course, people would be like, "Hey, throw it deep," and maybe with Tyreek Hill being wide receiver 1, we'll see that.
It's a topic for another day, but I don't know if Tyreek necessarily will be receiver 1, but Alex Smith will not lose you games, and I think a lot of Chiefs fans know what I mean when I say lose you games, just from the Matt Castle era, where you could get in the red zone and you could just feel that Alex Smith was going to turn the ball over, and you will not see that as much with Alex Smith.
You mean Matt Castle would turn the ball over?
Yeah, Matt Castle will turn the ball over,
and that was. Granted, he made the Pro Bowl that one year thanks to Dwayne Bowe with all those catches and all those touchdowns. Matt Castle, but other than that, we lost a lot of games.
It's better to take the points than to throw it into a situation where it's going to be boom or bust.
Yeah.
80% of the time, where most of the time that ball is going to do something bad.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just need to throw it out of bounds.
Yep. Or kick it.
Yeah, or just kick it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
and I think that really...
Field goals aren't bad.
And with the poor quarterback play and giving Jamal Charles the ball so much, that really wore him down, and that may have basically hurt him in the long run.
Yeah, I don't know if the problem with Jamal was too many touches. I think it's just freak accidents.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, playing the game of football, freak accidents are going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no reason that a cut here, a plant leg there, and your ACL just goes out. It's not really a wear and tear issue. It's I planted my foot wrong and my knee gave out.
My body disagreed with me.
Yeah. I went one way and my knee went the other way.
Here's a stat. Alex Smith has not gone over 4,000 yards in his career in a season.
That is an interesting stat because I think if you look back on it, before Drew Brees went to New Orleans, I don't think too many quarterbacks actually broke 4,000 yards. I think this is more of a recent thing with Matt Stafford breaking 4,000 and
5,000. Drew, yeah. I'm pulling up Drew Brees' stat now because he was at the Chargers and during the LT era. And you were right. That first season at New Orleans, he threw for 4,418 yards and then has thrown for over 4,000 ever since. So, it is a more pass-happy league.
With the handcuffing of the defense that happened, that kind of took running backs away from being a priority.
Mm-hmm.
Recently being over 4,000 yards is a lot easier, but when your main receivers are Dwayne Bowe and Albert Wilson, you're not going to break 4,000 yards too easily.
Yeah.
Throwing one touchdown to a wide receiver might be difficult.
Oh, I agree. And actually, passing yards wise it was a career high for him last year. The past two seasons in Kansas City have been career highs for Alex Smith.
Yards after catch have been really big in the past couple of years. When you can get a screen that goes for 40, 50
20
yards.
Yeah. Those are big plays, and that's the key to winning games.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many yards you throw it if your team is losing football games.
He was only sacked 28 times last year, though, compared to his first. This will be his fifth season at KC. He got here in 2013. He was sacked 39 times the first year, and then 45 and 45 respectively, and then 28 last year. So the O-line has really improved over the past few years, which is really nice. I mean, they got Mitchell Schwartz, who's a pretty good left.
Right tackle helps a lot.
Yeah.
Having more stability at left guard has really helped.
Yes.
And that helps Eric Fisher, too, because you could see with Parker there that Fisher was not as worried about pressure that was coming at the guard, and that really helped Fisher flourish as a left tackle.
Yeah, because he could focus on his job instead of try to block two guys at the same time.
Yeah, when you try to do two things at once with the speed and the size at the NFL level, you are going to do both of those things incredibly poorly instead of focusing on one thing and doing that well.
Mm-hmm.
I think the sack numbers on Alex Smith may also be a little misleading because Alex missed 1 or 2 games last year.
He missed one.
He missed one and then part of the Colts game, I believe.
Okay.
Because he did not play against the Jaguars, and I think he missed part of the Colts.
That's right, because Foles got the start that week, and we were kind of hoping that he would do pretty well, and he did average.
He did enough to win the football game, and that's all you can.
Yeah,
and that's all you can ask for the second string quarterback. You're not going to ask the second string quarterback to come in and be the second reincarnation of Kurt Warner. You can hope.
Yeah.
You can sure hope he will, but putting those expectations on him, not a great idea because he is your second string. And if he was better than the first string, then he would be the first string.
And I believe our coaches put the best guys on the field at all times, so there's not just talent just sitting on the bench. Well, with that being said, I believe that is the end of our show. Thank you for listening.